The show's about fulfillment in work. You build the invisible plumbing that most people never see. Most people will never know your name. That's the way it's intended to be. You're the invisible background machine. Where do you find meaning in that? How do you find meaning in this work at Benzinga?
I find a ton of meaning in knowing that the products that I build get to help millions of users um, have a shot at financial freedom. And I find that incredibly empowering. Uh, in today's economy, it's tough to make it, and um, those who have wealth have it a little bit easier. So I find a lot of fulfillment in that aspect.
What would the engineer that walked out of your Stellantis auto plant think of the work you do now? Was that 3 years ago? How many years ago was that?
That was about 5 years ago now, which is crazy to think. Time flies. Um, I
If
think
that
that
guy could look at you, if he could look at you today, what would he think?
I think he'd be impressed and kind of confused about what I do for work. I don't really know that he had a full grasp on what an API was at the time. So I'm definitely satisfied with where I've come. So
When you're 90 years old, a couple years in the future, and you look back at this chapter of life, what do you think it was for?
ooh, that's a good one. I think it is for growing experimentation and learning a ton. That I've learned so much over the past few years, and I think I want to continue learning for the rest of my life.
I love that. Me too, man. I love learning. It's the whole reason behind this episode. There's no money behind it. All this stuff is bootstrapped just because I love. We would never meet in a million years, Tommy, if it weren't for Fulfillment Project. Learning is one of the joys of life. And there's so many different modes of learning: books, podcasts, audiobooks, magazines, articles, all this news, TV, documentaries. It's incredible the world we live in where if you turn your mind to it, you can learn in so many unique avenues. People 100 years ago, I think, would be blown away. You were
I
lucky to have a book or a couple.
Yeah, I agree. There's so much information out there, and I will say, hey, maybe we would have met uh, in a million years. Two Michigan natives, maybe we would have bumped into one another in downtown Detroit or something.
You're right. Well, and now we got to bump into each other. I'll make sure it happens.
I agree.
What's your favorite mode of learning? You love to learn. How do you love to learn?
I'm a hands-on learner. I have to learn by doing. If somebody tells me something, it's not really going to resonate. Um, I've got to be uh, building a product and deploying it to production, and or doing something with my hands. I've always been that way. So
I love that. I love that. Tons of young people, even people middle aged and older, are vibe coding. People are getting into it. People are creating. I feel like the boomers were really good at working really, really hard and putting their heads down. And a couple generations go by, and here we are. And I feel like an artistic side of humanity is opening up because we have more time, more resources, and more tools to help us create, and not like the traditional painting, writing, essays sort of way, but in building these digital things.